Doris Igwe. I'm the Executive Director of PadoServe Limited. PadoServe Limited is an indigenous company registered in Rivers State. Though we work also the state in Nigeria, we have a branch in Lagos and our head office is in Port Harcourt. We are into general contracting. On general contracting, we are doing chandler business. We have been loading vessels. We load vessels with perishable and non-perishable food. We are also into mechanical tools. We supply mechanical tools to oil and gas. We supply electrical. Well, in fact, we are into general contracting. We are also into consulting. We do take care of your customer care. We do customer training, customer care training. And we also give you staffs, recruit staff and train for you. PadoServe Nigeria is a general contractor when it talks to business. Before I joined SWEEAP Training, I encountered many challenges. I was always turned down because I'm a woman. When I enter into an organization to ask for contracts, or to ask for bidding, or to even register as a vendor, I'll always be looked down as if I have nothing to offer. And whenever such occasions comes up, I feel demoralized. In fact, I won't go back to that company again because I was not welcomed. But immediately after the SWEEAP training, that in me was brought up by the SWEEAP training, that I take no for an answer. Even if you tell me no today, tomorrow I'll come again. I will go and redefine my documents and I will come back. And before you know it, the person will be, okay, let's look at what you have. Okay, come next week, we'll give you an attention. Another challenges I have before I joined SWEEAP training is some of my documentations. I didn't know how to go about it. Thanks to Ms. Bassi for the opportunity he gave me personally to submit letters for courtesy visit. I used that opportunity in dropping letters for courtesy visit to market my company, and presently it's paying off for me. I just want to say a very big thank you to Do and the funders. They've really done a lot to brush up my company. I am the person that loves training. I love training. I love learning. Life is about learning and learning every day. Immediately I see an opportunity and it has to do with procurement and affirmative procurement. I was interested. I put in my best. I want to know what is happening. I want to take my business to next level. I want to be a financially independent woman. I don't want to depend on anybody. I want to stand on my own and have my own money to take care of my needs and the needs of my family. So immediately I saw contracts, exports, affirmative procurement. I never knew what is affirmative procurement. I want to know more. And that prompts me to join SWEEAP. In fact, when you talk about capacity building, I want to build more of my capacity. What I have gained in SWEEAP training, I don't think that I'll be able to exhaust it today. One of them is networking. I met a very wonderful lady during our SWEEAP training. I never knew anything about export. I'm talking about procurement. But since my existence as a contractor, I never knew anything about export business. I never know. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I want to learn every day. I want to anything that will make money. I'm into it. But during the SWEEAP training, I met a wonderful lady, Messi Wakama precisely, and she was able to take me to Nigeria Export Promotion Council, which we registered and we were on the process. We did not just stop there. We will have gone for their training, things that are involved. Even, for instance, we are called by National Single Window to ask us how do we want to move our business forward in the export business. That is not enough. The SWEEAP training also opened our eyes to digital skill, because it's not just to have a business, it's not just to have a company. We want to also have a space in digital space. So the SWEEAP training also gives us an opportunity to learn more about digital space, how we can pitch our product, how we can pitch our business on the digital space. Apart from networking, what again as I have said before, it boosts my ego, it boosts my morale, that the timidity of presenting your proposal or the proposal may not meet up the standard. That's also what the SWEEAP training has done for me. Okay, you know, when I said my company, I say it's a registered indigenous company. And later I told you about Exports Promotion Council. So I want to go to international. I did not just stop at export promotion, because I also tell you about digital space. I want to have my office in an e-commerce sector, e-commerce setting. I want to open a shop in e-commerce where also other buyers, other customers can reach to me. So I did not just want to be an indigenous company. I want it to go international. Maybe by the next year, next 2 years, I'm going to give SWEEAP do of my testimony of how my company has moved from indigenous to international standard. As far as I am concerned, most companies, not just government companies, most companies, what they use every day in their offices, they can't go and buy it by themselves. They always look for a company that will use their money and buy it and supply for them. So procurement is a very big business. I think it's more versatile than agribusiness. Every companies, every oil and gas, every entrepreneur companies don't buy things. Stationaries they use, somebody supply it. Even the rice, your agribusiness are going to share this year. They are not going to buy it with their money. Somebody is going to supply it. And by that supply, they are going to open a tender for it and we quote for it. And those who quote for it, when I quote for it, maybe I have given opportunity to supply 100 bags of rice. I'm going to put my own percentage markup, 25 or 35% of what I'm going to get from every market. So then that is when I will get to those who are into agribusiness or agri-processing. So I think for me, procurement is broad. It's broad. Even to the water they drank in some offices are being supplied. They can't go and get it. The electricity they use, the bulb, the stationaries, their laptop, every day online, there is always a quote, an RFQ, that is request to quote, request for requisition that are being posted online. It's for us to identify this company, prepare your proposal, and meet this company, and register as a vendor, and they will be sending you their RFQ. And if you quote and you succeed, you become their vendor. Immediately after, I didn't wait for the SWEEAP training, the cohort 1 to be over. I remember there is a company that submitted my proposal for a long time and I was not given an audience. I went back there with a new proposal, with a new confidence. And by the grace of God, I was given a listening ear and I was registered as a vendor. In fact, I appreciate, let me mention the name of the company, Amini Petroleum International. They didn't look down on me again as a woman because I told them there is something they call affirmative procurement and they must listen to me today and they pay attention. And immediately I registered with them. My documents meet their standard. There are some documents they needed. Thank God for SWEEAP training. I was able to get those documents, DPR, NOGIC certification, my ITF, my tax clearance certification, all was up to date. And immediately they registered me as one of their vendors. By the grace of God, I have done 2 jobs for them. Last month, I did 2 jobs for them. And another one, Unitem. They didn't look down on me that I'm a woman. Though I didn't won the bid, because my percentage I used to quote the bid was higher. I was able to ask them why I was left out of the bidding. And they told me in confidence that my markup was high than other people. And I assured them the next time that my markup will not be higher. That is another company I'm looking up to. This, as the SWEEAP training was going on, I was able to enter about 4 different companies. And 4 of them are giving me that there is hope for me before the year runs out. But the Amini Petroleum International, I have done 2 jobs so far for them. My advice to women out there is that mental health is real. If you don't work on your mental health, you will be down. And one of the causes of mental health is 1, idleness, 2, financial constraints. And once a woman is empowered, the family is empowered. Once a woman is empowered, the family is happy, the children is happy, the husband is happy, the family you're coming from is happy. So instead of sitting at home crying and looking for jobs that are not there, just get your business registered. If there is another cohort 3 for SWEEAP, I will encourage women out there, look out for those entrepreneurs online that are doing training. Join them, get information. I think to be informed is to be equipped. Once you get the right information, I think one of the things I'm just going back again. One of the things I got from SWEEP is equipped. So they informed me and I was equipped. So I encourage other women out there to get the information and get equipped, and we will live happier and we'll have a better Nigeria. Okay, one of the things I take away from SWEEP training, I have mentioned it before, getting my documentations. I was able to know the right places to get my documentation. Another thing that I take out from SWEEP, and I'm looking forward that one day River States will pass it into a bill or put it into action, is about this affirmative procurement. I've never heard about it, that there are some percentage of procurement that are left for women to access. I didn't want to, because during the program anyway, during this SWEEP training, I never wanted to share it, but I'm going to share it here for public use. During this SWEEP training, I learned about this affirmative procurement, and I moved straight to NDDC, Nigeria Delta Development Commission. I moved down to them to ask for a contract if there's anyone that are out for women. And they said they have not heard of anything like that. I said, okay, apart from women, is there any contract that I can access? They talk about the road, street lights. And they told me amount was far, far bigger than what I have. It's running so millions, so hundreds of millions for me to just get the quote. And it's not just that I'm going to get it, that I'm going to bring a cash equivalent of so amount. I won't mention it here for security purposes, but another up to, let me say, 25% of that contract, I'm bringing it cash to them before they will sign the contract for me. And I look at it, I say, where will we get this money? So if we're talking about affirmative procurement, how do we get access to this funding? How do we get access to this government? Okay, another ugly experience I have is that there is a quote, government quote that we quoted. In fact, it was one road project for Lumola Road. I remember Lumola Road. So when we are trying to put together the bids with some women, we wanted to go ahead and vote for the bid. And somebody told us that we should not bother our head, because that job has already been, they have already finished the contract before they publish it. The job has already been done. That publish is just for documentation purposes. And I said, okay, if that is the way out, how we do not know anybody in government, how are we going to access those contracts? If that is the rule, that the contract is already done and we are pushing government contract, before you publish the contract is already done, how we, the common woman, those who have nobody in government, how are we going to access that contract? In the next 5 years, just as I said earlier, my company will have office on e-commerce space. We will not just be doing procurement for Nigerian government and Nigerian companies. We'll be doing procurement for international bodies. We're also going to understand, we're already understanding the do's and don'ts, the certifications that are involved in exports. We are going to be part of those who are exporting standard goods out of the country, Nigeria. PadoServe will be among those that will be into exporting standard agricultural products out of Nigeria. We'll be not just procuring for Nigerian government, we'll also, not only also Nigerian companies, but we'll also be procuring for international organizations and companies. Okay, just as I said, I never knew that it's something that is achievable or it's possible. I was thinking that it's those that we call importers and exporters are those big men in old days. I never knew that women can be part of it. But thanks to do take action, our eyes were open. As I said before, we have started the necessary documentation. The first step, we have registered with Nigerian Export Promotion Council. We have our first training with them. They are promising us that we are going to have a 3 months extensive training so that we will fully understand the documentation. There are documents that are required for us to be part of the export business. Okay, they also talk about standard Like there's some goods that you will send outside the country and it will be rejected because it did not meet the standard of the country that you're sending it. So our eyes were open. Like, for instance, oil exports. There's some oils that cannot cross the shores of Nigeria because one, the soil affects the oil, the type of oil palm tree that you extract, and also the process by which the oil is milled. If they take it to the lab and outside the country, they might detect human interference, they might detect chemicals as a result of the soil, pesticides that are used to kill the farm, and that will affect our oil exportation. So we are understanding it bit by bit. I believe by next year that we are into that 3 months intensive training, we will be able to understand the do's, the don'ts, the FBN, the documents, the certification, the NAFDAC and others, the SON that are necessary. Just as I said, we are invited by single window. There we are taught of the documents, the bill lading and FDN and FON. Those are the documents that support our exports movement. So by next year, we'll get all those documentation and we'll be involved in export business. Okay, yes, well, our company, we have a website. You can check us on www.padoserve.com. That's our website. Just as I said that thanks to Do Take Action, we have also undergone digital space and digital e-commerce. So we are preparing our website, we are preparing our social media handles so that when you enter into our handles, you'll be able to understand what that we do on what you are expecting and what is expected of us. I, Doris Igwe, Executive Director of PadoServe Limited, do take action to advocate for 30% of affirmative procurement in Rivers State. Thank you, do take action. Thank you for informing us. We are informed, we are equipped. As I said before, knowledge is the life wire of every business. Thank you so much, all the funders that have made this to be a reality. Kudos to you people. Thank you.